Hi, it's Orit Esther Riter presenting the Daily Dose of Emuna once again. And we're going to continue on the theme of the ladies' Teffilah today. And I'd like to refer to something that's brought down, something amazing that many of us have probably never read and probably aren't even aware of. And it comes from the Belzer Rebbe who had gone through the horrible Holocaust. And his actual grandson, Rabbi Aharon from Belz, actually had a custom that he refused to pray in a shul that did not have a ladies section built into that shul, because he understood that the power of the ladies' prayer has the ability to elevate the whole minyan of the men's tefillah. So it goes to show us how important it is that, we don't understand. We think that, it's not so important and it's the minyan that counts, but we need to understand that there's the foundation of tefillah, there's the wings of tefillah, and it's the collective notion of Klal Yisrael that brings together the ability for our tefillot to be raised on high and presented before Hashem Yitbarach. I wanted to bring down something very interesting that came to my knowledge. Tefillot have their ability to rise in front of Hashem and be answered. Some say within 40 days, as we learn from Moshe Rabbeinu. Some within 20 days, as we learn from Daniel. Some within 3 days, as we learn from Yonah. Some within 1 day, as we learn from Eliyahu Navi. And some on the spot, as we learn from David HaMelech. And yet, there are some tefillot that await, and I quote the pasuk, Ad shelo yitpalel otam mipiv hakadosh baruch hu, as written in the Sefer Yeshayahu, that there are certain tefillot that are only going to be answered only when Hashem, kiviyachol, so to speak, speaks it from his own mouth. We don't understand. We don't know how long it's going to take for our tefillot to be answered. But one thing we need to know is that Hashem, quote unquote, desires, Hashem thirsts, Hashem wants our tefillot, particularly during Chodesh Elul. He wants to hear from us, and he wants us, and he instructs us, and he says the way to have a relationship, and us ladies, we know this, the way to have a relationship is through the mode of communication. It's not enough to say to someone, I love you, once a year. In order to keep the heart stirred and the warmth rekindled, we need to constantly be in contact and constantly reassure the other how much we care, appreciate, and love them. And that is what we're doing with Hashem. And Hashem answers all of our tefillot, as written in the pasuk, Bechol koreinu elav. Every time we yell out to Hashem, he answers us. But on the surface, we might feel, but it feels like Hashem is not answering me. I'm asking, and it's not happening. And for this, I want to present a maaseh, an incident, a story that is brought down. There's a story told about a poor rabbi who actually acted as a sandak, sandak. I don't know how to say it in better English, as a sandak for many brises that were conducted in his community, in his town. And as we understand it, and as we know, it's written that being a sandak is a segula, it's a beautiful practice for becoming an ashir, for becoming rich. And it's actually written in, according to the Ramat, kimaktir ktoret, that the one who actually acts and takes part in a bris as a sandak, he actually is as though he presented in front of Hashem pitum haktoret, which is a huge segula for becoming rich. And people in the community saw that he continued to become poor, and they questioned him, and they said to him, how is it that it's written in the Torah that you're supposed to be becoming rich after you have served as sandak for so many brises in our community. How is it that you are still poor? And his beautiful response was this. He said, do you know that I don't know how poor I was meant to be? I don't know the level of poverty, of poorness that I needed to endure. For all I know, I needed to become even more poor than what it is that I am. And so how can I say that the segula of being a sandak, or God forbid, how can I question what the Torah says to be true? And so for here, we need to always recognize that we don't know what could have been, what should have been. We don't know. We can only give to Hashem, present our tefillot with the Emuna, that we know that whatever it is that needs to be fulfilled, it shall be fulfilled. Because Abba, our Father, is Abba, Harachaman. It's a Father who's all eternally compassionate, who loves us, who cares for us as though we're his only child. And that's one thing that we're supposed to constantly reassure ourselves and learn over and over again as we read the psukim over and over again how much Hashem loves us, that those are the wings on which we should present our tefillot. And it could be one day, it could be 40 days, and it could be 70 years before we're actually answered. But we need to know that no prayer goes unanswered. Have a wonderful Emuna-filled day.